everybody, and guess who's with us today in the house? It's Diane Fish. Diane, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you so much. And I feel great that you're with us today. I was looking forward to this episode. And for everybody who's not met you yet, Diane Fish of Twin Fish Interline Travel is the founder and the CEO, and she coaches and trains over 1,300 people to be travel agents while serving travel benefits to airline employees, military personnel, police and fire department, plus first responders with all their travel needs. She is a business coach and has partnered up with Grant Cardone, the top sales trainer and top business coach in the world. So she's been training to use the licensed material that is used for the biggest and most successful companies in the world. Diane, welcome in the house.
Thank you so much for having me, Doe. It's such a pleasure to be here with you and your organization to share my world.
Absolutely. I mean, I really have a lot of questions for you today. And I think this is going to be a pretty different episode because of the background that you've been servicing in for years. And what made you fall in love with the travel and tourism industry, Diane?
Thank you for that. Well, it goes very deep. It goes very far back because there was a little book, which was called Dr. Seuss. And on the front of Dr. Seuss was the guy in the gondola on one of his books. And ever since then, I said, one day I'm going to go to Italy and I'm going to see Venice. And I've never stopped thinking about it. I haven't been yet, and I plan to go soon. I've just been busy building my businesses and I'm ready to go now. So we're just waited for this period of time when we would have time and money to go.
Oh my God. And that happened when you were a kid?
A child. It was a
How old were
childhood
you?
dream. That little, when you read Dr. Seuss books.
Oh
But
my gosh.
that's where the dream started. And then, just getting on planes and taking vacations and just travel alone just made me feel so rejuvenated, so refreshed. And I knew that that was what I was going to do. Even in my high school yearbook, back at Wildwood High in New Jersey, it says that I wanted to be a flight attendant.
Oh,
And back then, yep. So I started right out of high school, working in the industry.
isn't that amazing? I mean, to be a little kid at that age, and then to actually click with the vision that's going to be, part of the rest of your life. That's going to be your
Yeah,
dream. Isn't it so
yeah,
amazing to
it is
recognize
so
that at that
amazing.
point being so little?
I know. I don't even remember how old I was. I just remember thinking, boy, that is the coolest thing with a guy in a boat and going from house to house to visit friends instead of a car. I just thought that was a thing.
Yeah, yeah. And so how do you think, I mean, you've been in the travel industry for so many years. How many trips have you had? Did you even count how many trips you?
I don't count trip because I'm always thinking about the next one.
Hundreds, right? But okay,
Yes,
oh my
hundreds of
God.
trips for sure.
Uh, it's amazing. Uh,
You got to go. You got to see it to believe it, and you have to see, touch, feel to really experience it. And those memories that you make are lifetime memories from all of the trips. I mean, the things that we live and die for and work for is to travel mostly. Most people
yes,
work to travel, right?
true.
So if you live and die to travel, why not be in the industry? And that is my true belief. And I said, why not? And I never looked back. Never, ever looked back. I just kept pushing forward.
What is the healthy number of trips that you think people should be having every year, Diane?
I think people need trips every quarter, to be honest with you.
Ooh,
At
I
least three,
like
four
that.
times a year. Save, you can do some nice trips for less. You could give yourself a fund, the travel fund. I mean, some people like fancy cars and some people like brand new houses and apartments or two houses and college educations. And not that education's bad, it's not. But my thinking is that I'd rather be on a trip than have a new um, pair of Gucci shoes
Mm.
or a purse. Those we love the brand names, we all do, but the reality is I'd rather be on a trip than have that. It's more important to me. I love to see, touch, feel, and experience,
More
especially
lasting. Yeah.
especially today as I get older. The older I get, the more I want to do it.
Wow. Why is that?
Well, because you spend a lifetime building your business and your dreams, and I worked the work. I, had a full-time job, 2 weeks off. That's how it is in America.
Mhm.
And 2 weeks really didn't take me that far. And then you have family. You've got to go home. You got to go see the family. That's not a vacation. That's visiting the family. So there's
Yes,
a big difference
exactly.
between in that pendulum where you visit the family or you're on vacation. So going on vacation is getting in a plane, booking a hotel, having uninterrupted time from all our gadgets, all our devices, other people, telephones, just uninterrupted time with the people that are important to you or a group of people, whether it be family or friends, or groups of like-minded people who maybe they like wine trips or they want to go scuba diving. I'm a huge scuba diver. I've actually
Wow.
lived with sharks, and
Gotta come
you
here.
can check out my Facebook. And I know I'd love to go do the Red Sea over there. I would love that. And I'm an advanced scuba diver, and one of the places, there's a property all over the Caribbean where the diving is
Wow.
included. So I have frequented those because I was the only one in my party that dived, and you have to dive with a buddy, so I knew somebody on the boat would be able to go with me. That's an experience of a lifetime. There's a freedom under the ocean
Oh,
that is
wow.
none other.
You can keep it, right? You can retain it and use it whenever you want to use it. Isn't that right?
Yes, for sure. Be sure to look at my Facebook shark pictures. Just Google shark and you'll see them.
Oh
They're
my
really fun.
goodness, I'm gonna do that today. All
Yeah,
right. So,
I took this plastic sign down there that said you should be here. There's a big old shark next to me. It's really something.
oh my God. I mean, I don't know
Now, some
how.
people think I'm crazy, but I might be a
I don't know
little
what
bit.
it takes to take a photo with a shark, but I can imagine the beauty and peace when you're under the sea.
It is
You're
something.
diving.
Yes.
But then how
You
does it feel
adapt
when
to
you see
their
the shark?
environment just like you do with individuals. You have to adapt to their environment down there. You can't
Yes.
be, you can't be neurotic down there. You can't be crazy down there. You have
And
to be
shout.
calm, cool, breathing. It's an important task down there for sure.
It's just like what you said. It's like another environment. I love what you just said. It's another environment. You got to adapt to this other environment. It's a more peaceful environment.
Very much so.
It's
Very,
beautiful.
very much.
Ah,
Everybody should try it.
yeah. Yeah. I mean, under the ocean, this is another world.
It
It's easier
is.
than going to the moon, right? And then it's another
Yeah.
environment.
Mm, intriguing. One day.
One day. And how, let me ask you this question. So, how does traveling make people better human beings, you think, from your experience, Diane?
Let's talk about health for a second. Okay, so it is a fact, and there are plenty of placebo studies that if women do not take an uninterrupted vacation, that they are at risk to have a heart attack, 50%.
Oh
And it's
my God.
also, and that same number for men is 35%. And there are plenty of studies that show. Now, a lot of companies, there's always this theory like, oh, I don't want to take my vacation. I'm afraid I'll get fired. Well, let me tell you what, the guy that gives the vacation wants you to take the vacation so you rejuvenate, so you come back with a fresh mind and you have better ideas and you're more productive. I mean, the productivity after a vacation is probably like January 1st for most people. If you want to look at it as a fresh start, it is definitely an important role in our health and wellness. And not only that, you can go to buffets and eat the right foods because everything's there. You can go to a gym, you're working out, you're scuba diving, you're paddle boarding, you're kayaking, you're sailing, in the Caribbean, or even just taking a train and hiking the Alps or
Wow.
doing just extraordinary things that you wouldn't do in your day-to-day life at home or on the job. So it's very, very important for people to take vacations.
It's luxurious. It's
It
just
is
feeling this kind
absolutely
of
luxury
luxury.
for
And
sure.
and it helps you keep perspective. when you drop
Yes.
everything down and just, choose to go here
And
or
it gives you
there.
something to look forward to. Like,
Mhm.
where are you going next? I get asked that question all the time. Where are you going
Yeah.
next? Well, I haven't figured that out yet. I'm going to stay home and work, 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 so I can go again.
You
But
said
I
the
think
Red Sea.
Ireland and Scotland are on the horizon. I also think another Region Seven Seas cruise is on the horizon,
Mhm.
and definitely the Caribbean in December for sure.
Wow. Wouldn't that be amazing? I mean, that alone, I mean, the motivation that alone gives you is a win.
Yeah, totally gives you motivation.
How, how,
Everybody should do it.
how else does this traveling make you a better person, make anybody evolve into a better person,
Well,
I think?
if you dive into people's cultures and you get to actually sit down and have a chat with somebody, talk to, say, a jeweler, or talk to the bartender, or talk to the waiter or the waitress, you find out different cultures, tipping, what's customary here. You find out how you should dress. A blonde like me would not, there are places I would wear babushka and be appropriate. So it just depends. You learn about cultures, you learn about how other countries are. You taste the Kool-Aid, basically. You're
Mm,
there, you're experiencing their world, their life, seeing how they live, and why travel is so important for people to experience. It's really an experience. And, there are some trips that are gauged based on the in downtown areas of destinations. So you get to meet the people, go to the schools, help the children make
ah,
things, show them something you do. Like there's even like philanthropic
mm.
travel that is being done now to help make bottle homes in the Caribbean for people who don't even have houses.
Oh,
It's Voluntourism
wow.
is what it's called. And it's a big thing. And then on the flip side of that, the luxury and upscale traveler, they're going to go on fine cruise lines. Let me just walk you through what I did this week. I went and saw a brand new ship, Region Seven Seas Mariner. It's a brand new ship just built. And their Regent Suite had literally had the stone beds in there where you turn on the heat and you sit in front of a floor to ceiling window and look at the ocean while you dry off from your
Oh
two-person
my
shower, your
goodness.
sink, the sauna. If you want to work out in the room, they have a treadmill. They had a Christmas tree in there, a bottle of Dom Perignon. 8 people could fit in this room with a
Oh,
second bedroom. And the spa was already in the room. Now, there are people that travel like this. That room is sold out every sailing. So, doing what I do, um, there's no limit to what you can do. There's no limit to the clientele you're going to meet, but the value of a travel agent is extraordinary because we have connections with the inner circle, so to speak.
mm.
And we have benefits and perks that you can't get looking at yourself or online. If you have booked something online, you've got a problem. Who do you think you call? You call me. Say, what do I do about this? That's a nonprofit business, I will tell you, unless I charge them for my time. But the reality is that to have a travel agent, you have that person with boots on the ground that has the relationships worldwide, who has people in position to help you when you need help. But you've got to
Mm,
reach out. You've got to use your phone. You got to make the call, text, or email if you're in trouble abroad. And that is the value of a travel agent for sure. Not to mention the best pricing and advice, good sound advice on your vacations and things. And just to have the peace of mind. So the human factor is that most humans like to do things or themselves, but then there's the
yeah.
other half of the humans that like people to do things for them.
Mhm.
So either way, you should still, use the travel industry like you would a doctor or a lawyer. You get sick, do you take care of yourself? Do you heal yourself? How's that working for you? Or if you have to go to court, do you walk into a courtroom without an attorney? How's that working for you? It's the same thing with travel. If you're traveling, you should reach out to a travel agent because their interest is your best interest.
Mm. They know
I'm with
better.
my
They know
clients from the
best.
minute I'm with my clients from the minute they call me up. They just have to build that relationship with me, and whatever questions they have, I'm going to answer
Yeah.
because I have invested interest in their experience that they're about to embark on. I want to make sure they're prepared and ready to go.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
And that
know,
they get the experience that they're expecting to get or more.
yes. Some need a little more help than others, but I try to keep them independent so that they're not dependent.
Yes. And still enjoy.
Otherwise, they got to take me on the trip with them.
Yeah, which would be amazing, right?
Of course.
You know what I think the most beautiful part about traveling new places and like to new cultures is when you're looking or like when you're crossing somebody in the street or the road, and then this person does not know your language, looks different than you, has body language which is different than you, and then you just have this eye contact and people smile to each other. I think this
Exactly.
gives me a sense of safety and reassurance that's like, worth millions. I love that. It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's nothing like coming off of like so last week I was on a cruise and I visited Tortola. I've never been there before. And
Whoa.
I also went to St. Thomas and I went to the Bahamas and a private island. And when I got to Tortola, I said, boy, these people are really nice. They're just a little different than what I'm used to in the Caribbean. It was just a different experience. And I think that would make me, I was telling my friend today, I said, I think I would like to go there for a week. I think I'd like to go there and really experience the culture and, dive into one of those, what do? They boat, they fish. I love all that stuff. That's the freedom that you have when you're on vacation to do what you
Yeah.
want.
Soak yourself in the middle of this new energy. It's beautiful. It's very rejuvenating, restoring, re-energizing. I think, yeah,
Yes.
people and the way how different they are is again a very luxurious, beautiful part of any trip. And I mean, I don't know, for me personally, that's what I look
Exactly.
forward to, but it's beautiful. Of course, and the
Exactly.
landscaping, the sea, the ocean. So now, so you think, I mean, for anybody who's watching us right now, and you said like 50% of women who skip their trips are actually, under the risk of having a heart attack, and like
Yeah.
34% of men. But how can we, because now we're speaking to coaches, right? And coaches, their factory is here.
Mhm.
How does traveling, once a quarter or whenever they need to get to travel, how does that really impact their mental health? Because coaches just help other people, you know?
Mhm. Well, I think what it does is it reboots in a creative space right now. I'm being very creative. We're going to be doing things quite different next year. We're going to be doing more like masterminds with my team.
Wow.
And I'm going to be putting pods together. We could call it a pod or a group, small group of people to get to know each other, kind of like a mentoring call that I will lead and have them talk amongst themselves and see if someone knows the answer. Because in the travel business, there's a lot of details. You have to learn a lot of stuff. Not everybody wants to watch a video. Not everybody wants to read a book. Not
Yes.
everybody wants to get a login. They want to talk to someone on the phone. So people need to be, there's a lot of different ways to learn things, but the result is still the same. You go on
Mm.
vacation.
Yes,
So no
exactly.
matter how we communicate how to get that product and to get the best price, get the best service, get everything you're entitled to, that you're spending your money, your hard-earned money. Because remember, the boss isn't paying for this.
Mm.
This is what you're working for. This is what you are wanting to do with your time and your money. And it's a very important part of, like, I'm with people, anywhere from 2 weeks
Hmm.
to 2 years before they travel for free.
Wow.
They don't pay me for my time like an attorney or a doctor. They call me up, I answer the question, and that's the way it is. And we earn a commission on what we sell. And you can too. And that's why I teach people to do the business, so that they can learn how to book the travel agent way and get paid also.
Which is amazing. So like, do you think for people, you said it's very important for them to like restart and refresh. Do you think it's like there are occupations who will be in dire need of traveling than other occupations?
Oh boy, that's a good question. I think everybody needs it. I
You
think
think?
there's a lot of emphasis on mental health.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And I think if you simply, they always say, well, I'm a woman, I changed my mind. If you just simply get your mindset in the right place and you change your mind about that feeling, about, you know, mental illness is a thing. We all know
It
that.
is a
I'm not
thing.
a
It
doctor.
is a thing. It is a thing.
I'm not a doctor, so I can't speak to that, but I can say that, boy, when I get on that ship and it takes me 4 days to unwind, even on a 7-day cruise, I take 4 days just to come down to relax. But when I get done
Mhm.
with the 7-day cruise, now this is just 7 days. A lot of people take 2 weeks to a month. Some people go to Europe for the summer.
Wow.
It's a thing. And it's the way people live today. But I really feel that it allows you to reboot, it allows you to recharge and really reactivate your thought process and help you to get to the things you want out of life and to really focus on what you want from your life.
Mm.
You rethink, you just rethink things. Like, put a line here, the pros and the cons. How do I feel today? How did I feel when I left the trip? What am I going to do in the middle to change that? So, this is what we have, this is what we want in the middle. How are you going to what are you going to do to change it? Because honestly, the results are the same. I mean, there's people that say to me, "Oh, I don't have any money to go on vacation." I says, "Well, let's take a look at that. How badly do you want to go on a vacation?" "Oh my God, I haven't been on a vacation for 10 years." I'm like, "Well, why not? What are you
10
doing
years is
with your time?
crazy.
What are you
It's a
doing with your
prison.
money? Write it down." They're in a box. They're stuck in a box, and it's a lot to get them out of that box. And
It's not.
in some instances, between all of the past 20 years of between the war, the financial crashes,
Yes.
I hate to say it, but the pandemic, we've had to become psychiatrists in a sense to get people back on the boat, to get people,
Mm.
no pun intended, and to get people back on the plane and to get them in the rental car. Things are twice as much now. Things cost more money now.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
guess what? They saved it while they were sitting at home learning how to use a computer.
Exactly.
So I'm
Doing
going to
business.
shoot right in there, show them how to not only save money and make money in the travel business, I'm going to teach them how to, create a secondary income. Some people just need an extra $500 a month. Well, that's pretty easy to
Yeah.
do
Yeah. Come
with a
on.
little
Yeah.
bit of sales.
Yeah.
And I will teach people how to make $500,000 a year. It really depends on their wants and their desires and how much they want it. Like, I can't tell you how many school teachers, how many nurses, how many police and fire department people that want to get out of there, want to retire, but they still have to do something
Oh,
because they can't financially retire. And so that's where the coaching comes in. That's where, me partnering with the Grant Cardone program, because I'm learning things that I would never learn on the street or from a job.
of
That's
course.
it in a nutshell. And if they partnering with me is free. You can actually, get set up in the travel business for free. And I help you every step of the way, learn how to book and buy your own travel, and then you make money from that. So why not? What have you got to lose? There's
Yeah.
nothing to lose. You get
Uh,
to,
This is a very innovative
be on
idea.
the inner circle.
Absolutely. And before I
Yeah.
get deeper with like how you
Yeah.
actually, how traveling and your passion has led you to coaching people on sales, I need to ask you that question because people will be thinking most probably about that question. So traveling, you said you can travel for different purposes. Traveling with family versus traveling with your partner versus traveling on your own. When you're a coach, Diane, what difference does it make? Are they all necessary?
Am I on vacation or am I working?
If you're working like and you're coaching people, you're helping other people day in, day out, like busy year and all of the stress that comes along with it. But then like, are they different genres of, you know, experience?
Yes.
Like, are they
So
all
honestly,
needed?
I do take each person and help them to create a path.
Hmm,
This do
I love
first, second,
that.
and third. I literally, you know, if they will give me, see, all I need is their time. If they're willing to give me their time, I match their time. And I tell everybody that. If you give me your time, I'll teach you every step of the way, what to do, how to do it to get what you want. So
Ah,
here's where
it's
column
amazing.
A and column C come together. And what are we going to do different to have that? Keep in mind, you cannot get doing what you're doing today. You can't have the things you want later if you don't do something in the middle to change it, right?
Yes.
You can't, it just, you have to give up to get, and you have to be on the bus headed in the right direction, shooting forward, you know, going in the upward direction. Because if you're not going there, where are you going? You're flatlining. And you know what that
Mm,
means, right?
yeah. Yeah.
So we don't want to be there, and that's under the ground pretty much. So,
Yeah.
you know, I mean, you know, there's a saying that I've been saying for a very long time. It's called, don't forget to live while making a living.
Yes. Thank
So,
you.
okay, so you want to travel, where are you going to fit it into your life? Write down everything you can't do, and I'm going to show you where you can do it. And I'm going to show you what you got to give up to get it. Like, you know, if you're out every night of the week doing charity work or your church work, or you going to college, or, you know, drinking with the girls, going out with the boys, the bowling club. Oh yeah, that's one of my favorites. You've got to give something up that's not costing you money to
Mhm.
put it in a little bit of a, I don't want to call it a budget, because the budget never matters when you've decided where you're going.
Yes.
They think it does, but it really doesn't.
Yes.
So, you know, when you make up your mind to do something, you've got to give up some things to do other things. Like
Yes.
I've gotten, this week, it's Christmas week, right? So I get calls, you know, you want to do this, you want to do that. I said, well, I have to say no at least 3 times this week because I need to work 3 nights this week because I'm super busy and I don't want to. So I give up. Like tonight, we have a beautiful boat show on the intercoastal. I'm just not going to go.
Oh,
I'm just not going to go. I'm here with you tonight, and it's okay because I will catch up with all the same people at another event. But, you know, you have to give up certain things to get. You know, I'm also, you know, face it, I'm on a weight loss program. I'm changing that.
wow.
I am, you know, studying every day, how to be better coach every single day, over and over and over. And I love what I do. I love my team. My team is growing. My team grew. Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
Did the numbers. Last year, this time we had sailed the business, not sold, $4.2 million.
Woohoo.
This year, with the training that I've been involved with, learning myself and teaching others, I've boosted that to 7.4
Oh
million.
my God.
Honest to God, I have to pinch myself. I can't believe it. I
You work
just
for it.
It
It didn't.
works, and it works if you work the work
Yes,
and
yes,
work the
yes.
plan, you get what you plan. You don't have to have a, you know, you can have a handshake on some things, right?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
have a lot of those. And I go on faith. I believe in myself. I believe in my team. I believe that what I'm doing is helping hundreds and hundreds of people and families, because not only are the people that I train, they, you know, help other people, you
Yes.
know, get the best price, get the best service, and some type of discount or credit at their resort or cruise. And, you know, we're helping people. We're helping a lot of people get
It's
some
a
nice.
ripple effect.
Yes, exactly. Somebody's got to fill these resorts. Somebody's got to fill these ships. That's what we're doing.
This is like such a big thing that you're helping. I mean, the way you're helping people. So you, first of all, you will guide them whether they need to have a vacation with somebody or whether they need to go on their own. You're going to be asking them some questions. So that's for one. And then you're going to actually help them. You're offering certain programs on the way. So that way, whatever I paid on this vacation, you're going to teach me how to make up for all of this when I go back. So I can, first of
Exactly.
all, increase my skills, plus come for more vacations. This is So good. I have not heard of this before.
I love this. I mean, I was meant to do this. I mean, I got out of high school. I've been in the travel business over 40 years. I have my own agency now 30 years. And in the last
Wow.
10 years, I've been coaching and training individuals how to be travel agents. And I am in the place I need to be. I absolutely love it. And with the training and the license that I have now, I will be able to help numerous people. I hope the reach gets out there so I can help my compadres in this industry a lot and see what they have problems with and fix them. You
Wow.
know, like what information can I get for you to fix your problem at your agency or with your sales or marketing, whatever it is, because we've got the tools, we've got the knowledge, we have the know-how, and it's just absolutely incredible. So I can't say enough about what I'm doing. I'm so pleased with what I'm doing. My company's pleased with what I'm doing, and they haven't seen anything yet because I got a
Yay.
bigger goal.
Yay.
I thought this year was good. Next year's gonna be even better.
Yes, it's gotta be. So like we both know the answer for this question, Diane, but like a lot of people who are watching us, I don't know how many, but I meet people every day who are entrepreneurs, right? And I mean, in their wishful thinking, they think that they can actually delegate the entire sales thing to somebody else. All right. They have these, some people have this true belief that they can do this. Why is it imperative for any entrepreneur to actually acquire these sales skills? It's not a luxury for any entrepreneur. Why is it a must-have?
Everyone's a salesman, like it or not. Getting married, meeting your spouse, you're selling yourself to that man that you marry or that gal that you marry. You have to sell, you have to believe in your product. It's very difficult to sell something you don't believe in.
Yes.
And when you believe in it and it's in your gut and you know you're doing the right thing or you're providing the right product for that person to help them or to get them on vacation,
Mm-hmm.
it is like golden. It's golden, you know, and it really is what we strive for. I wouldn't want to like I would love to put a family on this cruise line, and I'd love to put a couple celebrating
Yeah.
their 30th wedding anniversary on this cruise line. And to know your product, be confident in it, and to sell what you know is extraordinary. And if you're going to pass the torch, which is exactly what I'm doing right now, because I'm aging, I'm getting up there. I hope people take advantage of me till the day I'm in the ground. I'm not going to stop till I'm
In
dead. I'm
200 years.
telling you. And whenever that is, I hope not soon, but I really will tell you that I hope that people take advantage of my knowledge and my expertise so that they can have the lifestyle that they choose and learn from my mistakes. Listen,
Yeah.
what you
Express it.
don't know, what you don't know is I started my own business with twins, nursing
Oh my
twins
God.
30 years ago. And if I can do it with no help, you can imagine the force that I'm going to be with people just like me who want to stay at home and raise their children and build an actual business that pays the bills because you can do it in the travel business. And guess what? It's great to have an education, a college degree. It helps you in business a little bit. But when you've got a mentor like myself, $1 million or, $1 million mentor,
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't get any better than that.
Mm-hmm.
And I really feel that, I am here for a purpose. And I believe that, I could have done many other things, but I chose to do this travel industry because I absolutely love it. And I can't wait for the next trip.
Now you make me feel the same way.
Well, I want you to come with me. You should come
Yes.
with me. You'll be invited for sure.
Yes. So like after like everything that you've seen with the business and like all of the like the turnarounds, the successes, the walls that you hit, the people that you've met, like what are the takeaways that your business has given to you as a person?
Hmm. Well, I feel I'm not going to be passing the torch to my family because they have other endeavors. So I'm passing the torch to the world. So I feel like I'm a child of the world. My mother always said I was. Oh, Diane, you belong to the world. And I says, I never knew what it meant until now.
Oh,
Who would have known that I would not be passing the torch on to my children, but instead I'm passing it on to people that really love it, really want it. Get me.
yeah, yeah.
That kind of thing. And the other thing that I'm finding is I'm finding by taking a minute to listen to people, like we've got a lot of solo travelers out there,
Mm,
whether they're single, married, divorced, have partners, whatever it happens to be. They are always concerned about the single supplement and this and that. Well, guess what? Things are changing. Sometimes those rules aren't always there.
hmm.
And if you have a good agent, you can, because you had asked me about the families and the individuals and the elderly. You've got to get someone to help you place in the right places for the kinds of trips you want to take so that you're not spending what you don't have to spend. Because if the agent doesn't know, if the agent isn't a good salesperson and you're trying to figure it out and you're not a salesperson at all, how do you know? You
Yes.
could use Google. Google's great. We love Google. Google's our friend, believe it or not. People might think they're my competitor, but not really. I don't find things to be my competitor. I find things to be helpful in every way. I learn from everything I do. I'll never stop learning. That makes sense?
Yeah.
But we want to encourage, the single parents. We want to encourage, take your kids on a trip. I have some awesome single people who take their kids on trips. They're helping these kids see the world,
Oh,
see, touch, feel. There's nothing like going to where you are in Egypt right now. See, touch, and feel
yeah.
Egypt.
Yes.
You know,
Love it.
like me in Fort Lauderdale. There's nothing like having a Florida orange, a real one,
Oh,
off a tree.
wow.
you know.
Wow.
So I mean, it goes both ways, no matter how you look at it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Or to get in the blue ocean and experience that. So,
Or in it.
yes, feel it, do it,
Do
be
it.
it.
Yes, yes, yes. So,
Feel it, do it, be it.
so the how far has it helped you improve your experience of life?
So it is my life. I mean, it's everything I dreamed of since the day I opened that book.
Ah,
So I'm living it. I'm living the life. I'm living the life I wanted to live, and I'm taking a lot of people with me. It really is
oh,
exciting. It really is exhilarating. Um, and there's a piece about that. I mean, how I feel helping other people in the way that I am is so much fun. It
yes.
seems wrong. You know what I mean?
Too good to
But
be
it's
true, but
not
it's true.
wrong. It's not wrong. I was at a conference the other day. I think there was about, well, maybe 1,000 people there or
Wow.
whatever. And one of the girls that was on the trip with me in Australia, I had put a trip together to Australia um, right before that problem came out 4 years ago. And she got up and she said how great it was to travel. I didn't even talk to her yet. Hadn't even talked to her yet. I waved, hey, how you doing?
It's close.
And she just got up and she said that Diane Fish really, thank God she was with us when this happened and she got us all out of there and she did this and she did that. If that's not travel agent validation for a bunch of travel agents, I don't know what is, but it really was adorable for her to actually recognize me and want to tell everyone, have the guts to get up and tell everyone the experience that we had, because it was quite the experience getting out of Australia to get home because everything was getting shut down.
Oh my God.
And yeah, it was a little crazy, but we're good and we're getting ready to plan some more trips together. Can't wait to go again.
And you know why Diane, she spoke about of you like this and about you like this? Because before somebody walks in a room, their energy precedes them.
Oh, yes, I have a lot of energy.
Yeah. Yeah. Is it, is it like this beautiful energy? Like, can you say a lot of gratitude for this energy comes from what you're doing because you love it, because of the nature of what you're doing?
Yeah, I believe that God has put me in this place to tell people it is okay to spend the money on travel.
And take care of yourself.
Don't worry about all these other things because it won't flatline,
Yeah.
and just believe that the money's going to be there at the end of the month. Take the trip. The trip is part of your life. Don't forget to live while making a living. I'm here to tell people that. And
That's
there's
huge.
nothing wavering with me saying it. I am not wavering. If the
You're the
last
first
thing I could
believer.
do be thrown off the back of his boat, the last thing I could do is my ashes be thrown off the back of a boat, because I have a plan for that. But I'd be happy. I'll have lived, and
Yes.
I'm not done yet. Don't get me wrong, but I just, the enrichment that it's created for me, oh my gosh. There's this app, and I can't remember the name of it, but you can pin where you've been around the world. And I love this app because every time I go somewhere, I get to put a new pin in the app, and it's pretty cool. I'll share it I'll put it in the comments
Yes,
in
please.
YouTube.
Yes,
That way
please.
people will know.
Yeah.
But you get this app, and every time you go somewhere, you pin, and it's like there's a pin group now. I mean, on Facebook, just like the ducks.
Wow.
So, and it's fun to be able to check off that box, make sure you've been there, because travel is really important to people, as important as education and food.
And health. Actually,
Yes,
it's a preventive,
it sure is. It's definitely preventative health, for
Yeah,
sure.
absolutely.
You have to travel for your health, for sure. It
Yeah.
is a health benefit now,
Yeah, to
for
be
sure. Just
happier.
Google it.
Yeah,
Yeah, just Google it. I have placebo studies. If anybody wants one, I'll send a copy.
that's amazing. That's amazing.
Yep.
So, like,
Yep.
what is your plan for this coming season to create an impact that echoes, Diane?
Well, actually, I learned something this week, not to make a formal plan, which,
I love that.
believe it or
Go
not,
with your flow.
I don't believe it yet. I'm not believing it yet. But what I am going to do, what I am going to do is I'm going to get with all of my top producers. When I get through them, I'm going to go to the next level and then down to the low hanging fruit. Everybody's going to have a call with me or be asked to make an appointment with me. And we're going to talk about what they want. We're going to go through the
Wow.
column, where you are today, where you want to be, or where do you want to go? And in the middle, we're going to create a 5-year plan so that they can get to those places that they want to go to over the next 5 years. Because look, if we have to repeat the last 5 years, where do we go?
Yes.
Nowhere. And if we don't go in the next 5 years, when are we going to go? It's the same question. So that is my plan, to get people going. Absolutely. Yeah, we make money from it, but the reality is so will they, if you're on my team. So
Yeah, and what if we don't accept these 5 years? Why don't we enjoy them?
exactly. You have to enjoy your life, You have to enjoy your life and live and, pray about it and make sure that you are in check, no matter who your God is. And, think about what you can do to give back to your people, your community. And, listen, when you're down and you're in the ground, the thing that your family and friends are going to remember is the time you spent together. Now, how are you spending time together if you are not spending time together? If all you do is work, 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 work.
Yeah.
You're spending time with the work people, and a lot of people do spend more time with their work people than they do their families. But and a lot of people like the people they work with, but we have to think about these things. What do we want to do with the time that we have? Because we don't know when it's going to be over.